Hello and welcome back to the Goat Cave podcast. Live today we have Mr. Zooming in as a guest. I'm super excited for this, and obviously our co-hosts Chris Johnson and Mr. Kaleb Smith.
What's going on?
Super hyped for this one. Josh, I've been trying to make this happen for quite a while. If anybody that kind of knows, I got COVID back in April, and I think we were supposed to do it then. Literally, like the day before, I tested positive. It's like, oh my god,
no, it was brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, and since then, it's just been such a busy life lately. But yeah, man, it's pretty rad to have you here. We're stoked that you're finally in to talk just local BMX. I know that you took a trip recently, which was pretty rad. And Chris, you've known Josh for so long.
A long time.
Years. Holy.
Back when he was a little skater punk. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So when you first met Josh, he was skating then?
Yeah, you were skating. You were hanging out with the Hesher twins. If anyone remembers the Hesher twins.
Nice.
Way back in the day.
That's rad, man.
And then you started scooting for a bit. He was on the scooter game, which
that was something.
I have questions about, but we'll get to that.
Definitely. I always feel like it's so interesting to see someone come from like skateboarding and then scootering and then BMX. Like I feel like if you get on a scooter, you typically will do that first, and then you kind of choose from there. Okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to ride a bike or do I want to skateboard, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's a good mix for that, right? Like it kind of gives you that like stance of like standing sideways, but also gives you the like bars and whatnot. So I don't know, it's a good like in between step for people. How long did you scoot for?
Oh, like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
like it was a while. Yeah, I was pretty into it.
That's sick though, man. There's a lot of the dudes that come to Riverside who are like unreal scooter riders.
I don't know what's in the water at Riverside. They're pumping out different breeds of kids.
Yeah, man. That's is his name Kieran?
Yeah, Kieran.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking nutty.
Holy shit, man. That guy does like bigger shit on a scooter than any BMX rider in this area. Like,
yeah, no,
wild.
Half the time when we go to ride street, he'll look at a spot and I'll just be like, okay, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. But he's sending it on a little scooter.
That's fucking wild,
getting her done.
Man. Mm-hmm. That's so insane. Yeah, and just seeing like, I mean, I worked it all in for years, right? So like when you're there, you kind of see people, and same with you, Kaleb. You were there for quite a while. Like when you work there, you see these fucking little fuckers come in there that are mouthy as fuck. They're like super annoying, but they're so goddamn good. These kids are like 10 years old doing double flares. Like, what the fuck, man?
No, little kids be on something else recently. Have you like seen the little kid bikers?
Yeah, dude.
Like, dude, they're nutty.
Jordan riding Rampco, he went out to, I think it's Caden BMX on YouTube. It's like this like young 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And he built him like an Olympic style park in his backyard, and it's fucking wild, man. The spine that he has like a 15-foot like landing like step down kind of spine deal. It is fucking wild, man. It's super cool to see like Jordan going out and building that kind of stuff, especially for like a little kid, right? I don't know what it is too, but my thought is always like when you get a kid and they're really good, at a certain point they get to like where they're not gonna be as like into it anymore. Like there's this dude Ben Kavanagh who rode Joyride for years, who's sponsored by DK.
Yeah, the goofy footed kid, right?
Yeah, little Drew is like what everybody called him. Unreal rider, man, but I haven't really seen much of him. But he was doing like wild shit. He was literally like, he looked up to Drew, and it was very clear that like if he would have stayed on that path and stayed directly with BMX and like kept his head in the game, he probably would be the next Drew, right? Which is like, it's hard to find, right? I mean, Drew is just such an individual when it comes to like the way that he rides and the way that he is as a person. Like, there's no one like him. But that kid was definitely like, you know, he's making his strides, which is really cool.
No, for sure.
It's got to be hard. Like, even looking back, like on our lives, we've done so. Like, I've done so many different things. Even now, like I don't ride as much. I'm on the dirt bike all the time. But like going from like some of these young kids, like that Caden kid, he's what, like 8, 9 now. Like think about. By the time he even gets to being like 16 years old, that's like a whole nother lifetime of him just doing BMX.
Nice.
Which I hope he does. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of just riding.
Definitely, man. Yeah, shout out to Justin in the chat. He says that I met you at King Street Cycles. I was there just last week fixing my road bike. I used to work there. Justin is a new dude there who's been killing it. So shout out to you, man. Keep working on bikes. His mountain bike is pretty wild, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty rad. Hell yeah. But yeah, let's just jump into this, man. How did you get into BMX? And, like, obviously we talked a little bit about skateboarding and then a little bit about scootering, but what kind of led you to BMX? What was your first bike like, and why have you kind of stuck around with BMX of all things?
Well, so it all kind of started with Johnny and him getting into biking because he was doing good at it. Like, you fucking know Johnny. He just throws down. It's been going down since day one.
Yeah.
But he rode with one other kid and then nobody else. And at that same time, people started kind of flaking away from Riverside. And so I was still scootering, so I'd go down to the park and scooter by myself, and it's just fucking boring. And then I had a bike previously that my dad had bought me just to, like, get one, because you know when you're like, look, I want this, I want that, and then you don't even touch it.
Right.
I had a bike just sitting in my garage, and so I went and got that. Johnny gave me pegs for it, and that's kind of all where it started. And then Johnny and I started progressing together because we'd be playing bike all the time and, like, trying to one-up each other's tricks, and so it just started working. And then, you know, I found a community that I like a lot more in biking, and yeah, just decided to stick with it.
I feel like putting pegs on a BMX bike is kind of like your step in the right direction, where, like, there's nothing like it, right? You can't, like, you can ride BMX with no pegs. A lot of people do. Obviously, Chris Silva, right? But, like, dude, when you put pegs on a BMX bike and you learn, like, your first grind, I feel like you're really in it then. Because, like, there's nothing better than just, like, that sound that the grind makes and everything about it. You know?
Like, you always remember your first feeble.
Oh, of course.
Like,
Yeah. I have one in my head. Just
yeah.
That's awesome. Do you guys ever remember that clip of that kid who's trying to do a feeble hard 180 on a little tiny ledge? It looks like the London ledges, but it's not.
It's like a bench.
Yeah, it's like a bench. And he tries to do a feeble hard 180, and he gets into the feeble, his peg slips underneath, and then it catches, and he goes over the bars, but as he's falling, his shirt gets stuck.
Oh, yeah, and he gets, like, all wrapped up. Oh, my God, yeah.
He gets tossed.
We had a good bail like that for one of the first bail. He actually won Bail of the Week when I first started doing the show.
Was his name Kent?
Yeah, it was Kent. Yeah, his was wild too. It was just like that, but on, like, a true handrail. So he's just, like, hops on and then kind of catches his shirt, goes over the bars, falls.
It looked brutal.
Fuck, dude, that guy is so good on a bike too. If you're ever out in BC, definitely try and meet up with Kent Filler.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Canadian
Boy.
Actually, those BC boys have been going crazy recently.
Yeah, I saw an awesome meme the other day from one of my buddies who lives out in BC, and it was just like the Vancouver starter pack, and, like, one of the things was just like a quote, Hango ABD.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, it's so good, man. Oh man. So yeah, what kind of bike was it?
I had a Colt Gateway from
Nice.
2015, I think.
Yeah.
And
a good
yeah,
bike.
that did me pretty well. The forks fucking folded themselves ASAP. They were so bad, but
Yeah.
I mean, it worked for a time. And then Johnny gave me a Sabrosa fork because he's like, yeah, your fork's garbage, obviously.
Right.
So we go and ride a channel gap, and I do the channel gap, and the fork snap as soon as I land. And my head was like an inch away from clipping the fucking curb.
Dude, you got lucky.
It is not the whole time Johnny's like, oh, the forks were fine. The forks were fine. I promise. Like, I don't know how that happened to you. I promise I didn't crack them.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, that kid definitely cracked them. I don't understand how he breaks bike parts, because, like, he is, like, I mean, he is definitely very sendy, but he's, like, this fucking tall.
Yeah,
he weighs 100
like,
pounds.
yeah.
The fact that he's breaking shit is, like, insane
He's
to
like
me.
a little fucking kid.
Yeah.
He
Jumps off
hammers.
the roof at Riverside like every other month or whatever.
Yeah, that's the
no.
thing. He's just, like, roof drops every day for breakfast.
Yeah. My
Like,
bike's too dialed. I better jump off another roof now.
yeah. Yeah, he's one of those riders where if you gave him, like, a perfectly built up, perfect, brand new bike, he would have to fuck it up before he could, like, actually really get good on it. You know what I mean?
No, see, the thing is, you go and do 1 360 and dent the rim on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Shout out to Johnny, man. Unreal fucking rider, that's for sure.
I fucking love Johnny. Oh my.
Yeah, he kills it. He's so good, man. But yeah, moving on from that, obviously you snap those forks, and I was kind of interested when you first get into riding. I feel like a lot of people get a complete bike and then they kind of build it out from there, or at least that was kind of what we did, at least
That's what I
10,
did.
12 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So what was the first part that you guys changed out on your like complete bike? You said forks.
Yeah, forks.
Yeah, I think forks was the first for me as well. I got a set of Odyssey Director forks.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was wheels.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when I got the bike, when I bought it from the hub, shout out to Cliff, he was like, "You're gonna break this fork." he had a different one on the wall, and it's different because it was a dirt jumper and it's a suspension fork.
Right.
So, yeah, I swapped to a better fork before I even got it. But yeah, those like complete mountain bikes, and I'm sure BMX too, they come with pretty trashy rims.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
you're trying to learn how to 180, you're gonna blow up rims. So yeah, I was through a back wheel in like, I don't know, maybe a month or something.
Yeah.
But
Not bad. Yeah, I feel like for most people, it's like forks, bars, wheels,
Yeah.
and then like cranks.
Bars.
Dude, Jesse was riding like the same cranks that he has had on his bike for so fucking long. I think he's
Yeah.
still on like an old pair of DK social cranks from like 10, 12 years ago. And like that dude sends, but cranks I
Yeah.
feel like are kind of hard to break. I broke a set of Eclat tibias, which are like, those are the cranks that Burns rides.
Mhm.
It's like, that's fucking,
You
that's an
used to-
accomplishment.
Yeah.
you jumped down a lot of big shit back then,
Yeah,
though.
exactly. Not anymore. Fucking.
No.
I'll really break shit now. Oh man.
You're taking one too many slams, huh?
Yeah, well, one too many slams, one too many
Maybe.
tall cans.
Yeah. Bit of both.
Yeah. Dude, I'm really honestly content with just riding Riverside these days. Like I've been going there once a week-ish and just riding the bowl, and
Yeah.
like I don't know, man. It seems like
Oh.
enough for now. Like
Riverside's sick. It
is.
People don't give it enough height.
Riverside is really good. I really like the bowl, but like the street section, I always found is super tight. But if you
Yeah,
can get like
yeah.
really good in there,
Mhm.
even you ride a fucking massive bike, and watching you
Yeah.
ride in there is
Yeah,
really
that's
cool.
true.
I even found though, like, it kind of affected my style. Like when I was like riding other places, you're so used to like doing tricks like really fast. When I was trying to film something, I'm like, dude, I can't roll for 10 feet. Like I have to do another trick.
Yeah.
Because Riverside, you're like everything's so close. You're like trick.
Yeah,
But that's why it's perfect for like banging out lines though. Like
Yeah, it's great.
Like, it just works.
I kind of feel like Riverside is actually a really good scooter park now that I think about
Oh,
it.
no, 100%.
Because of that, right? Everything is so
Mhm.
tight, so like you keep your speed pretty well. Like I've always found I really like the Odd because things are spaced out, right?
Yeah.
But if you ride like anything else other than a bike, even a bike, if you ride there and you just don't know the lines or you just take it way too fucking slow, it's
Mhm.
just not cool, right? But if you can like
yeah.
I don't know, once you figure out a couple things where you can like come out of the bowl and then hit the humps and hit the quarter pipe right after, if you can like really get things figured out, I don't know, it seems not too bad. The spacing between the pyramid and the quarter pipe is ridiculous though. Like you could put
Yeah.
something else in there,
No,
but I kind of like that though, that it's just like spaced out, you know?
I love the Odd. Actually, it's probably one of my favorite skateboards. Is the Odd getting torn down?
No.
No, I heard
That's
the
a
Odd was
rumor-
getting torn down.
When? When
like
did you hear
a couple
that?
months ago. Not even a month ago.
I haven't heard anything about it, and that has been a rumor at that park for like probably 15 years. I think at this point, the rumor that they always have is that they're going to tear it out because they want more parking for the Rangers games. And they've actually already torn down a complete set of bleachers that we used to go and get fucking baked at years ago. And yeah, when they got rid of that, like it was very clear that, you know, they want more parking. So they just opened that up for when the people are there for the Rangers games. But I don't think they would tear it down because it would be such a bad investment considering
Yeah.
that they've put money into the park in the last 5 years.
And it's still getting a lot of use.
It still gets way more use than it would parking spaces, right?
It's not that big.
That's
yeah,
the
like what are
thing.
you gonna do? Put 10 cars in there? Like
Well, you
that's
could-
it? Like,
I think tops you could probably put 50 cars, maybe.
Maybe.
I think 30 is like more realistic. But
Oh.
it would be too much work,
Yeah.
and it's just they're not going to do that. I think if anything, they'll get rid of some of the grass near the fence, and they'll
Yeah.
park cars right up against the park, basically.
yeah, that makes sense.
Which is like, dude, go ahead. I don't care. They put in that dog park too, which is like, I think that they're trying to have more things in that area.
Mhm.
And I definitely don't think that park really never really, like, it doesn't need maintenance ever. So I don't
Mhm.
think that they'd get rid of it just because
Yeah.
it doesn't. Yeah, it would be kind of stupid for them to do that. But
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they are. I
let's
doubt
hope
it.
not. Let's not. Like,
Dude, if they are, I'm taking that fucking bench. I need that.
That's the first skate park I ever went to. So
Yeah, dude, I would think that was one of the first ones for me too. It was either that or the old skate park in Owen Sound before they had the prefab one. But yeah,
word.
Yeah, because when I started, there was no Riverside.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty wild to think about, eh?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
Riverside's
a trip.
just been there forever for me, but
Yeah.
I remember when Waterloo Park got built.
Yeah.
And that's been there for like good 10 years now. I remember when Trashmore was getting built, and now the bowl isn't there.
They got rid of the bowl?
Oh,
You didn't
yeah.
know that?
it was like sinking
I
out
know
of the
it was
ground
sinking,
somehow.
but I didn't know that they got rid of it.
It hasn't been there for like 4 years.
That's
I
probably
stopped
good.
going because of that.
It was pretty gnarly. So.
It was getting pretty wild. You couldn't ride a skateboard or a scooter in there, but a bike was like, as long as you knew where the holes were, you were fine. There was like
the giant
the
gaping cracks.
one corner, the coping was just so fucked. Like it would be like hitting double pool coping, where you like put a pool block with like the coping, and then you just set one on top of that over top. It's like having a fucking ledge, just like out.
Guess that's what happens when you build a skate park on top of a trash pile.
Yeah, I mean,
Literally,
what do you
a
expect,
trash
right?
pile. So
Yeah, the rumors with that park is that apparently they drilled like 20 feet down and didn't touch anything, and they were like, "Well, fucking send it."
it used to be a landfill, right?
Yeah,
that's where it got its name. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty wild, man. It's unfortunate, but I did love that bowl. I mean, other than the fact that it took one of my fucking teeth, but other than that,
This is only one.
yeah, tried to bite the coping a little too hard apparently.
Did a legit tooth chink.
Literally.
Oh,
Oh my god. That's
that was
fucking
good.
wild.
That was good.
So how long have you been riding BMX then? Because
Like 2-ish.
Yeah.
years, I think. Like, because Johnny was pretty heavy into it before I started biking again. So
Yeah.
I think it's like probably 2-3 years now.
that's pretty wild, man. You're like pretty good for that short of a time span.
It's
you know?
all because of scootering.
Yeah.
Straight up, like, because I learned how to bar spin on scooters. I learned spin awareness on scooters.
Right.
Air awareness. Like,
Everything.
it just
yeah.
all transferred. It's just a bigger scooter. Like,
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I never really think about that, but I guess I have seen a lot of scooter riders like switch to BMX, and they are really good when they switch.
Like, Johnny scootered too before. Like,
Yeah.
So,
I think
don't know.
for like a lot of the younger kids too, like there's a point now with the smaller BMXs, it's easier for them to get into, but you're too small to like.
Oh, you don't have
really-
the weight. You don't have the
you
muscle.
don't have the weight, you don't have the muscle, and like even the size. Like some kids just like you can't throw a bike around that well.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Gain
Well, I mean,
reference.
have you
So-
seen the
Perfect
8-year-olds in
example of
Japan?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some of those crazy kids like that kid in BMX kid or whatever
Yeah.
we're talking about. But like, yeah, I think scootering is a great place for a lot of kids to start, and then yeah,
Definitely.
like you said, you learn a lot. So
Yeah, you just figure out, and then you figure out like what's way you spin too.
Right.
Like, that's a big thing that everybody typically screws up learning.
Yeah, I guess that is true, right? I think I knew what way I spun, but I put my pegs on the wrong side. And then I learned feebles, and it's just I've always grinded on that side, which is good because like I have a clip that I want to get. I really want to do a feeble to tail whip somewhere, and I found the spot. I know where it is. It's just a matter of going there and actually doing it at this point. And it's kind of a bit of a drive, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to get it done one of these days. I think it would be fucking rad. But that's the cool thing is that like, yeah, I mean, if you fuck up with your pegs and you put them on the wrong side, it kind of helps you in the end, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
feeble
like-
180s are super easy.
Yeah, I put my pegs on the left when I was starting biking too, because I
Right.
had no idea which side to put on, and I'm front side natural on a scooter, so like toes to the ledge.
Yeah.
And so it just made sense to put them on the left side, and then I could spin out of it. But then everybody made fun of me, and they're like, "You're doing it wrong." So really,
now you just run 4 pegs and just pretend that you don't grind on
yeah,
that
no,
side.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Cannot switch double peg though. For
No?
the life of me, cannot.
Damn. Yeah, I'm not very good at them. I honestly only keep 4 pegs because I really like doing crooked grinds, and then if I ever come across a roller coaster setup, I'd love a good roller coaster grind. Like, and yeah, you
Roller
can do
coasters
it.
is sick.
You can do it with 3 pegs, but it's a lot cooler with 4.
Oh yeah, no.
yeah.
The 4 just
Agreed.
adds. it.
Agreed.
Caleb spent some time with me doing some roller coaster grinds.
Oh yeah,
Took fucking forever.
yeah.
I built this
I
like
was really good at watching.
yeah, you were. We built this like roller coaster ledge setup where it goes down a set of stairs and then out, like just straight. It was a lot of fun, but the way that we had set it up before, I had to like turn a corner. It was almost like an S-bend, so you're like turning a corner, going straight, and then turn completely 90, and then the second that you're straight, you have to be hopping up and in.
Yeah.
And I like ate it once, not bad, but I was just like kind of like sketched me out a little bit, and then I probably tried it like 40 more times, just rolling up, and just couldn't get like a good position into it. We just like shifted over 10 feet and just go right straight at it, and like first try.
Yeah.
Roller coasters, like, they seem scary because you clip your back pegs. It's
game over. Fucking game over.
They're fucking sweet. They're a great trick.
They're a great trick.
Underrated trick, for sure.
Very underrated, very easy, too. It's all about just commitment and speed. As long as you just go straight, you do a hop, and you just go fast enough that your back pegs will get on, there's no problem at all. What's the worst that's going to happen, right? You're literally going to land maybe feeble or Smith or just a little sketchy, but you're not going to land and end up falling over. So
yeah, no, exactly. You can't.
Yeah, I know. There's this kid Thomas. There's this kid Thomas who he comes out and rides quite a bit, and anytime we go to that spot, I fucking tell him that he's got to do it, and he never will. I'm like
Thomas, word.
Yeah, he's a decent rider. I think he just needs to do it. You know what I mean? It's not that hard of a trick. I feel like just commit and he'll do it. So that's my call out for him. Oh man. So you had mentioned that you kind of had some questions about scootering.
Yeah, this is actually perfect. So what I want to know is you have like a super unique style.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's sick. I love it. Okay, but like I said, I grew up watching you through the skating, not as much. Like I remember you always hanging around the park.
Yeah,
but we were always just like we were always stoned out of our minds and drinking beers and whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you guys were just the younger skater kids, and then you started scootering, and you were always doing unique tricks like lots of foot plants and little slides and stuff, and then you kind of brought that into BMX too. I'm kind of wondering, like, where did that come from? Like, where did the style come from? Because it's like, it's not because you scootered, because you were doing that stuff on a scooter like way before, right?
Yeah.
I think it definitely helped, like, you doing certain stuff on a scooter, and then you come to BMX. Like, I see a lot of your foot plant, Steez is kind of the same.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, where do you think that came from? Like, where did that start?
So like, when I started scootering, I was 258 pounds in grade 8.
Yeah, you were a big kid.
I was fucking huge. But so I was scared to like hop onto anything. So it was like, if I fall, gravity's gonna treat me really poorly.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'll just focus on being stylish. And that worked. I figured out cool like maneuvers to do.
Yeah.
And then it was like a little bit of a status thing for me because I could clap anybody in a game of scoot because I had all these weird tricks.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, people would tell me that they didn't count, but they count in my books.
Oh, dude, everything counts. Come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then I figured out that, a bike is just a bigger scooter. You can do more or less the same thing. It's not as easy to jump around on, but still, like, I brought crossfoots from a scooter to bikes. So I did, like, laser flip crossfoot over my frame.
Oh, damn, that's cool.
Like 180 out. But, yeah, whenever I said, like, CrossFit, people were like, nah, that's whack.
No, I used to do that. People get so mad in a game of bike.
Yeah, no.
Just hit him with the crossfoot, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a weird one. That's really cool, though, man. And it's pretty wild to think that, like, you've lost so much weight since then, too. You know? I guess that probably was, like, a good 5-6 years ago. But still, when you're, like, I don't know, when you're a young kid and you're kind of bigger like that, I could definitely see it being kind of hard to get into BMX and whatnot. How did you lose the weight, if you don't mind me asking? Was it just kind of growing up, or was it like...
Well, I smoked a lot of weed. Like, a lot of weed. Like, that's all. Like, legitimately, like, I was like, hey, weed's kind of sick.
Yeah.
And then I'd just get really fried and fall asleep, and I just stopped eating as much. And that was it.
I find that hard to believe. Yeah.
Usually everyone's munching on snacks.
Nah, I just get mad sleepy, bro. Like, there's been times that, like, we're in a spot in Toronto, and I'll just, like, curl up on a bench and take a nap.
That's hilarious.
I don't care.
Dude, you fit it right in LA then, eh?
No, LA was weird, yo.
Really?
Everybody has, like, a God complex. Like, everybody there. Oh, like, I mean, it's a big statement to make, but Fuck no, all the just random people that we saw, they all seemed too good for me.
That's
like
wild,
I'd try to talk to them. Like we were trying to find weed for the longest time. Like
they don't just have stores?
No, like they do, but like we were trying to like.
Don't you have
we
to be
Googled some
21?
and they're like, yeah,
there?
but like I went with my boy John. He's 21, so it worked perfectly. But yeah, no, fucking we'd ask people like, where's like good weed? I don't want to just go to any dispensary and get ripped off, and they'd be like, if only you knew where my plug was. Like they're always like on some fucking snotty shit. It's just not cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, all the like biking homies, they were chill though. Fucking Eddie Killer.
That's awesome. Eddie's
he
Brad.
hit the plug.
Yeah.
That was the plug.
Eddie kills it. He's a unreal rider. He's Robbie Morales' right-hand man. Yeah, he's unreal, man. It was really cool chatting with him when we had him on. So if anybody's listening and hasn't listened to that episode, go back. I think it's 47 or 48. It's one of those. It's in the 40s. I know that.
Fucking shouts out to Eddie. Took us through Compton.
That's wild.
That was
Oh, man. Yeah, Eddie's rad. But you rode with quite a few other people too. But I want to know, man, how did this trip come up? Because you just hopped on a plane and went to LA. Nobody else came with you. You just kind of showed up on your own, which I thought was really cool.
Exactly.
That's sick.
I was like, I got laid off in early COVID, and so then I took unemployment.
Right.
So I had like 2-3 grand just sitting in my bank account because it was like the CERB, so I was like waiting if I to see if I have to pay it back.
Right.
And then I didn't, and so I just had like 2-3 grand in my bank account. I was like, I could either buy a car and still not afford gas and insurance and everything,
Right.
or I could go to California. And so I just went to California, and
No, that's sick, man. That's a good way to do it too, because you're pretty young still. So like, I would imagine you're still living at home. You don't really have too many bills to pay. So
nothing.
dude, spend the money now because it's money, man. It comes and goes. Like,
yeah, no, like, and the thing was, is just at the time, like, it was middle of February, so like there was already like 2 months of like not really riding and like just kind of fiending for it, and then one homie, Clock's Imagination, I don't know if you know who that is.
I think I've heard of that. Actually,
he hit me up and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna be in Long Beach this time. Try and make it through if you can," because I'd been talking about it like with him for months.
Right.
And so then I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go." I hit my boy John up and he was like, "Yeah, I got 2 grand in my savings. Let's do it." And then we just booked a $300 flight.
That's
2 ways.
wild.
2 ways.
That's
fucking
wild.
shout out to Google Flights, bro. No, it was strats. I fucking loved it. But
That's sick.
I think we had 8 layovers on the way there and
my
back.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I mean, hey, I basically almost saw all 50 states.
Yeah, that's pretty
There
wild.
you go.
We were bouncing out through.
Yeah.
So-
No, that's fucking cool, man. I mean, fuck it, who cares, right? Like, as long as your bike shows up and you're there,
Yeah,
what
no,
does the
sick.
travel matter, right? Like, when we went to Montreal, it's like 6-7 hours of just driving in a straight fucking line, but once you get there, you don't give a fuck. You're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
in Montreal.
whatever.
Yeah, no, that was something. And finally getting there to California, and then I realized, oh, I'm gone. I'm pretty far away from home. That was like super surreal to let that sink
Yeah.
in. Yeah, fucking something else. Seeing palm trees for the first time. It's kind
That's
of cool.
wild, man. Yeah, that's pretty rad. And it's cool to, like, because you went back in, like, December or January, so
Yeah, we went
snow on the ground
We
here.
went February because we were just like, yeah, fuck this. So perfect time to leave. And when we came back, it was starting to get nice too.
That's
Nice.
wild.
Fucking-
Dude, that's awesome. That's the way to do it. Because even, like, with all those layovers, yeah, that might have sucked on the way there. But even, like, once you get home, you're like, you don't remember those layovers.
No.
It's
I
all
mean,
just, like, about the trip, right?
Shouts out to the layover in Texas. They have a quadruple cheeseburger
Yeah.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
and a quadruple quarter pounder. They have a full pounder fucking burger.
Damn, bro.
That's awesome.
And like, no, that's a normal meal. Like, it's in a fucking combo.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was fucking.
Everything's bigger in Texas,
No,
dude.
for-
So.
yeah. No, it was sick. And then fucking we got into Long Beach, took an Uber to our hotel, and then they told us no bikes in the hotel.
Really?
So we were fucking stranded for like 3-4 hours in Long Beach, just trying to figure out where to
no
get a hotel.
bikes in the hotel?
Yeah,
Who
no, like-
cares?
It
Yeah,
seems
no,
weird
exactly.
in, like, especially in California.
Yeah. I've
Definitely.
never even considered that. Like, when I've
No.
gotten hotels or Airbnbs, like, never even... Airbnb is a little different because they kind of ask you what you're going to be doing.
Yeah,
And, like, yeah, we're going to be biking. We're basically not even going to be there. But in a hotel, like... I don't think anybody's ever said anything, just because, like, what are you going to say? Like, oh, no bikes. Obviously, I'm not going to fucking ride my bike in the hotel.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what's the problem, right?
No, this hotel was so sketchy. There was a lady there that she, like, locked her keys inside her hotel room.
Yeah.
But her, like, confirmation of it's actually her hotel room was in her car.
Right.
And the guy wouldn't let her go into the room to get her keys, to go out and get her car, to get the proof of it being her hotel room.
Damn,
to drive the car off the lot, so he fucking called a tow truck on her. And, like, it was this shorty's birthday, too.
That's
oh, my God, I
ridiculous.
felt so bad. No, it was the sketchiest fucking hotel ever. Like,
yeah.
No, apparently they had a pool, and when we got there, it was just filled in with rocks.
Like, damn, not even empty.
Oh, man.
Not even
That's the
pool.
thing. I'm like, not even empty.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, empty pool, valid, but rocks, I don't know.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys do instead?
Oh, well, we, like, called a bunch of hotels and ended up figuring out Hilton.
Yeah.
Fucking $1,500 out of my pocket that I didn't expect. So, like,
Oof.
lived the rest of the, like, trip on, like, $500. So
Yeah. I'm kind of curious how much a hotel there is. Like, you were there for how long?
7 days. 7 days. And it was
full week.
$1,500.
Yeah. That's pretty rough, man. I mean, when we did Montreal, we just did it as cheap as possible. And that's the way that we always do it. And if you get Airbnb, and that's the thing, you got to book it 6 months in advance, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you book it that far in advance and you pay right up front, they don't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, here's $600. Give us a place to stay for a week.
Yeah.
But
Nah, it was. We tried to do the trip for as cheap as possible, and then the fucking hotel flopped.
yeah,
I
that's
would
rough.
never thought a hotel would flop. Like,
Yeah, once you're like paid and everything, that shouldn't be an issue, right?
no, it was like I had like I don't have a credit card. I'm
Right.
still a young boy. But
well, he's 19, but
yeah.
Yeah.
In technicalities, yeah. But no, we tried to do it all as cheap, and then the fucking hotel fell through, and so just had to figure it out from there. That was fucking scary, bro. Like 3 or 4 hours not knowing where the fuck you're gonna sleep in a different country.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only the States,
Yeah.
but like still, I'm acting like it's fucking Cambodia or whatever.
no, it's still, dude. LA is like one of the places in the States that's super sketchy. Like,
Dude, I'm sorry, the homeless people are like aggressively homeless. Like
Yeah.
it's like no, it's aggressive. Like they're just up in your shit. I remember being at Denny's and we were getting breakfast and there's some like crackhead out there like staring straight through the glass like into my fucking eyes and he's just going on about something. He's fucking chanting tunes or whatever. Like
damn.
no, it was something, bro.
I think
Like-
the weird part about LA too is just kind of the way that they've like manufactured the way that homeless people are there. Like, it sounds terrible, but like they allow people to have their stuff just anywhere, right?
Yeah,
So if they like set up a tent on the sidewalk, the cops can't just tell them to go and move it.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, everybody needs a home, right? Everybody should have a place to stay, whether it's a fucking tent or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, holy fuck, man, that's rough, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's so many people and so little space
That's
out there.
the thing,
so.
right?
And well, like the thing is too is like if you don't have to worry about it like snowing like at a
Yeah.
part in the year, like you can be homeless all year round in California.
Yeah.
Like that's it gets a little cold at night, but like in the middle of February it was 17 degrees in the middle of the night. Like
Oh, you guys are probably living.
Yeah.
oh my god, we were in the pool and people were looking at us like we were crazy because we're like it's like no, this is warm. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
17, 18 in the middle of the night? Fuck yeah, sign me up.
Dude, I had a buddy who, for like a good long, I think, year, he just lived homeless so that he could go skydiving every weekend.
Yeah.
So he worked a job, went and showered at a gym, lived in a tent in the woods, would go skydiving multiple times every weekend. And then once it, got hot out, he's like, well, pack up my tent. Let's go get an apartment. And like, dude, that's fucking, as far as I'm concerned, when you're this young, as long as you got a good stable head on your shoulders, fuck it. Just do it.
Do
Make
whatever.
sure you take care of your responsibilities. Like, I don't know if that's your only option, but you want to do cool shit. Take your time, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I lived in the back of a fucking sketchy building for a year, not making any money, just so I could ride every day. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's the work for it.
exactly.
I think
right?
Gotta
stuff
love
like that, especially when you're younger, like looking back now, there's so many things where I'm like, oh, it's not a smart decision I should have done when I was young. And I'm like, man, I wish I had done that. Like just getting experiences like that
Yeah.
when you're young, just being like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to just spend all my savings and fly to Los Angeles. Like that's the kind of stuff that's really going to matter when you're older.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's funny though because the whole trip feels like a fever dream because we did it so quickly. Like there was no planning or anything.
Yeah.
Like I'll like get like a Snapchat memory or something. It's like you were in California like last February or whatever.
Right.
And like it doesn't seem legitimate. Like that's the one thing I dislike about it. If I could be completely honest, is like
it's
this
too
doesn't seem
short.
legit.
Right?
Well, also it was only a week, but like it just didn't feel like legit. Like it was weird to be there.
Man, you should have done what Nate Vandenberg and his buddies did when they went to LA. They didn't book a hotel. They didn't do any of that. They just got a U-Haul. They literally hired. They got a U-Haul van and just fucking lived in the back of this box truck thing for a week. Like that's fucking sick, dude.
Like,
That's not a bad idea.
We thought about driving down, but it's a fucking long drive. Holy shit! And then like also like gas at that time. Goddamn,
dude. What you got to do is you book the U-Haul. You like fucking you fly there. You get one of your buddies who has a license to fucking book the U-Haul. He drives it to a parking lot that you can stay in, so a Walmart or something like that. Just park the U-Haul and fucking leave it there for a week. Go back to it every night. Yeah, and like. There you go. That's that would have been fucking rad, but what do you do?
Yeah. I mean, I do like the comforts of a hotel.
That's the thing, right? You had a shower, you had everything you needed, so it's nice to have a space to put all your stuff. You don't have to worry, right? Like it's in the back of a fucking U-Haul. They were saying that their U-Haul almost got towed. They literally fucking ran out there. They had to pay the guy to drop it and everything too.
Yeah, hotels don't tow your room away.
Exactly. They just take it away sometimes because you have a bicycle.
Yeah, occasionally. Dude, when we told the people at the Hilton that, they were so baffled by that. I mean, I think any person would be, but they were just like, that's strange. It's a sporting good.
I know. I'm like, couldn't you just carry it? Should have been like, hey man, I'll carry it and just set like cardboard down. Like if you're worried about whatever, like
I'll accommodate you. But like,
I bet you Denham Cox was in that fucking hotel with his bike and probably fucked a bunch of chicks and left holes in the walls.
Grinding down the handrail.
Bro, I gave Eddie fucking maple syrup, and him Denham Cox were fucking just taking shots of maple syrup.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's fucking funny. You rode with Denham and them too? Because I know
didn't
you rode
get to ride with Denham.
Okay.
I rode with Eddie and like a bunch of the stranger guys. But,
nice.
Yeah, no, not unfortunately Denham. That would have been fucking sick.
He's always busy, man. He's always got shit that he's doing.
He's like he has his own like car like shop thing. Like he's got his own thing going on too. So
yeah, man. All those LA dudes were like some of the sickest dudes that I've had on the show. Where like we still talk from time to time, but they're all like just unreal, man. These guys are really good riders, and they're just like super cool people. You know?
They're really good homies. That was the one thing I like really like. When we went to go and ride with Eddie, he like offered to drive us all around to like take us to all the local spots. Then we went to Compton and he drove us all the way back to our fucking hotel and shit. Like, he was a homie about it. And then he hooked it up with the Kush.
That's awesome.
That was fire.
So obviously, as someone who's very into clips and like saving footage for like a bigger project, did you film anything while you were there that you're holding on to?
I do have a couple clips that are okay, but unfortunately, we used like a fucking root beer caked SD card. Like we found it. So we get to California. I'm like, fuck, I don't have an SD card. I just didn't put my SD card in my camera or in my camera bag. No. So then we like looted through our backpacks and we found a fucking micro SD card. So we used that, and it was like caked in some shit. And so like 3 out of the like probably 15 clips I have are okay. So I have like 3 clips from Cali. Yeah. Like a fucking nose bong and like a lucky trick. So,
whatever, man. I mean, it's all sick. About the memories like, at the end of the day.
It's like a pretty famous spot, so if you like see it in like my edit, you'd be like, oh shit. Like I've seen other people ride that. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's a good way of looking at it too, because I have quite a few friends that I would film with where like if it was a famous spot, they wouldn't even try anything on it because they're like, even if it was something that was like they were capable of doing, like everybody else has rode it, spots fucking busted out, like everybody's done it. It's like, dude, who cares? Like I always look at it as like you're riding a legendary thing, right? Like obviously when you go to Montreal, there's so many spots there that are just unreal. You managed to get a clip on the fucking Olympic Stadium hubba, but it's literally just like a hop in.
I just rode down it.
Yeah, and that's all you can do, right? Like it's funny to see how large that thing is. It's just this massive down ledge. It's ridiculous, dude.
Is it like super high or like?
Oh, it's very tall.
Yeah. The problem is that in any clip that you see, it's filmed with a fisheye, and the way that they're filmed, it doesn't show you how fucking ridiculously just aggressive and large this thing is. It's to the point of where, like, in order to hit this, you have to jump out like 5 feet and then up a foot to get onto the ledge. Like, it's ridiculous, man. There's clips of, I think it might be Corey Martinez or someone, I can't remember who it is, but they go up it in a manual to 180 out on the top. And the bottom of it is literally like hopping onto this desk, but like steep as fuck.
Big.
Yeah, very big.
Yeah, I always saw it in videos growing up too, and especially watching like those the Rise guys there out of Montreal. And I remember always seeing it in videos, and I was like, oh, I could pedal grind that thing for sure. I got pedal grinds all day, and as soon as we got there, I looked at it and was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
The funny thing
not
too,
a
man,
chance.
the first time I went to Montreal, my whole thing was like, yep, I'm gonna manual it. That's my goal. I'm gonna jump. I'm just gonna do it super fast. I'm gonna do a quick manual down it. Won't even be a problem. And we get there, I'm like, fuck that.
It's huge.
Like,
It's
huge drop on the one side, just like
20 stairs or so, like it's
just
massive.
Just it's literally like putting the biggest fucking ledge you've ever seen next to El Toro. Like, yeah, with a shitty run up too. It's like not a good run up by any means.
Yeah.
No, is it just like cut off or like just super short?
There's stairs, so like you've got. If you were to like try and do something on it, you would like do a loop. You would start at the steps, you would turn, get speed, and then you would pedal in, like going as fast as you can at it.
Oh fuck!
But yeah, it's a wild spot, man. Yeah. But yeah, there's so many like cool things like that, right? I feel like when it comes to spots, especially in LA where everything is blown out, everybody's rode it, and like everything that could be done has been done on it. Why not just do it? Just to say you did it.
Slides super nice. That was sick too. I didn't wax a single spot.
Did you go to the Hollywood 16 at all?
No, we stayed in Long Beach. It's just like a hour like bus ride away from Los Angeles, and so we actually never got into LA, which we're kicking ourselves about. But we rode Long Beach the whole week and figured out all the little spots there. Yeah. I feel like sometimes just focusing on one area is also a good idea, especially with a city that's so big. Like, obviously, if you look at like just Los Angeles as a whole, and you look at like Long Beach and all those little cities that kind of make up what everybody would just call like Los Angeles, right? It's pretty wild to think like, oh yeah, we're just gonna ride as much as possible over the course of a week. Like, you should just focus on like one area, get all the weird stuff that people maybe haven't rode too much, ride some of the stuff that people have. But see, the thing is what I wish we did is I wish we stayed in LA and then went to Long Beach for like a day, because you can do Long Beach in a day. There's not
fair enough.
Yeah, it's stacked with spots, but it's not like
wasn't
not
everything
banger spots. Like, there's a lot of ledges, a lot of like really low rails, but like there's nothing like super intense.
Right.
So
how was your like attitude towards riding while you were there? Because with our trip that we did last year, sorry to keep bringing us back to it, but we had Bailey with us, and Bailey is just fucking hammer. He wants clip, and then you have Jesse too, who's like, he's sort of in that as well. Like, if we take him to a spot, he's gonna ride it. But Bailey is like aggressive about like, all right, we gotta go to this spot. Let's go to spot. Like, he just wants to ride constantly, right, and get clips, which is sick. But like, at the same time, it's kind of like, for me, I just want to go and look at shit sometimes. Like, there was so many spots we went to that I just pulled the camera out and filmed everybody and didn't even touch. Like, one of the spots that we found was the crazy like fun box setup where it's basically like a bank on each side with a ledge on top of it, and it's massive. It's hard to ride. I didn't even touch it. Like, I was the only one who didn't ride it.
No, I didn't. Oh,
you did a Fufanu on it.
I touched the end of it.
Yeah, I literally found that spot. I spent like hours looking for it online, found it, didn't even ride it. It wasn't my thing. Like, I thought about jumping it, and then when we got there, I saw that the setup is way too tight. Like, if I was to try and jump completely over top of the top, you have a ledge right here, and then like basically bar, like, you know, the size of your bars, you've got 2 flagpoles. So if you miss the first one and then you hit the second, it's really gonna suck.
Yeah,
like, it's
that spot looked huge. Like, that looked
it's ridiculous.
Like,
Yeah, it was wild, man. Just getting on top of it. You manualed it, which was really fucking cool.
After eating shit.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple good bails on that, but that's just another thing too, right? Like Montreal is just one of those cities where you could spend a week in like one little corner of it and get all the footage that you want. That's kind of what we did the first time we went. And then this time I like spent so much time trying to find like good skate parks and good spots, just because I don't know, I feel like a good skate park to warm up in the morning and then like go and get your clips is always a good way to do a trip.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
The skate parks were fun too. I feel like, especially when I was younger, it was more like, no, I want to ride street. Like, we're here, we're trying to get clips and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, going to just, you have these unique different skate parks, and just like going out and riding with your buddies and stuff was super cool.
Yeah, those were like probably some of the most fun skate parks I've ever ridden.
Yeah, just riding skate parks. I think the spot tourism is super cool.
Definitely.
So, like you were saying, you rather would have stayed in LA. You think you would have had more fun like doing the spot tourism thing, like going to Hollywood 16. Like, yeah, you're not gonna hit it, but like,
No, I would have hit it.
You would have hit it?
I hit every spot that we went to.
Really?
I
was
that
like,
it's
that was
actually
my attitude against
Oh
it.
my
I was
God.
like, because I was like, why the fuck would I pay $2,000 to go to California to come home with like no clips?
Yeah, fair
So
enough.
I hit
Yeah,
every
makes
spot that
sense.
was there. So I was like, it's in front of me.
Yeah.
I may not have this opportunity ever again. So
Should have crank flipped El Toro.
fucking bro,
Yeah.
sign me up. Get fucking. I need
man.
like a chamois or like I'll wear a cup.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Craig for Beltoro.
There would have been some. You would have done like a foot plant, peg chink, and
Yeah.
then
Like plant big ball.
Do one of those
Beltoro.
cool fucking oh my god, what is it? It's where you like get on the side of your bike and do like a slide. Just do that down the steps of El Toro. Just like it's basically just peg chingers all the way down.
See, I've like chinged down like a 5-stair and hit every single one.
Dude,
I wonder if
That's
you could do it
cool.
on El
That's
Toro.
fucking cool.
I don't know
like-
if you could
yeah.
do it down such a big stair set, right? Because you'd have to come at it with so much speed and just kind of like, yeah, that would be wild. I got a 16 for you to try it on.
Oh my god, no, that 16's insane.
El
I've looked at
Toro's
the rail
four
a
stores
couple
bigger.
times. I've thought about the rail a couple times, not gonna lie.
The only person I know
But-
that's touched it is Nathan Williams. He did overpegs on it, and there was a pole sticking out on the side that he went to,
No.
which is like so fucked.
I would go to El Toro and firecracker it and then leave immediately.
Yeah, I
Crank
thought,
flip in.
honestly, when
Oh,
I was in my like prime, I definitely thought about like if I was ever at El Toro, I would definitely try something down it.
I think I could hit the rail at El Toro if I can be completely honest. It seems mad low.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
seems super low.
who knows?
It's super steep.
I
so.
think once you get there, it's probably just like that Montreal ledge, right? Where I was like, oh man, I'm going to
Yeah.
just gap to manual it and fucking
And
get there. And
then,
you're
yeah.
like, dude, if I gap to manual this, I'm going to die. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you could definitely hit the rail, but
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, fucking Max Vu crank armed the El Toro rail when he was like 13 or something.
That's pretty wild.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
That
the
is
cool
wild.
thing, too, is like if you look at Max, that kid has been riding with all those pros for so
Yeah,
long, right? Like
facts.
Ethan works at his dad's bike shop.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's kind of funny just to see like that kid is going to be so good if he just like he's still sticking with it. Obviously, he's
Oh, yeah,
almost
yeah.
20 now,
Yeah,
right?
He's still,
like
he's fucked now.
Yeah.
Like, he's super good.
yeah, yeah. He won the Joyride Jam a couple of years ago, I
No,
think.
deadass? Oh shit.
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he showed up with Ethan. It was the Joyride Invitational, and I think he got first for the amateur.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
I think
and
Brock
then-
won. The
Yeah.
pro one.
Right, and then Nate got second at that, like
Yeah,
Nate
that's
Vandenberg.
fucked. He whipped the whole like.
Dude, he
weird
whipped the
rail
whole
tail thing.
driveway box, which
That's
is like,
fucked.
I think I've jumped that once. Like,
Yeah, that's
Jeez.
stupid, bro.
Yeah.
And brakeless too. Fucking landing into that, just zooming off the fucking rolling like that.
zooming.
Dude,
Yeah.
no, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh man. So, I mean, we talked about it a little bit before the podcast started, but how did you get your Instagram name Zooming?
So I would just get really high, and then like I would look at my friends and be like, I'm fucking zooming.
Yeah.
And then that's just kind of how it stuck. Like legit. So I guess it kind of correlates with the shroomy thing.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of
I'd-
the same thing.
Just be
little
really
bit.
high and be like, yeah, I'm fucking zooming. And then it stuck. That's just what it is.
It's a good name.
It is. Yeah.
Fucking somebody has like the actual zooming though with like two O's, and I'm pissed about that.
With the fucking 0 is way better in my opinion.
Bro, I DM'd the guy who had the two O's, and I was like, I will like Venmo you or like e-transfer you $100 for it right now.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I'm taking my username. Like he was like a fucking dickhead about it, bro.
Was he from LA?
Yeah, it was from LA.
Oh man.
Probably.
Yeah, most likely, eh?
Yeah, no, but no, it's fucking I don't know, it just works. I've thought about changing it a bunch of times, but then everybody's like, nah,
Yeah,
don't
just
do
keep it.
So,
Yeah.
You got to stick with it.
Once you have like an identity like that, like with Eric, a good friend of mine, he's the only person who hasn't, I think him and Adam are the only people who haven't changed their Instagram names since our first video. And I had everybody's Instagram names in the bottom of it. So like, it's funny because with him, it's BMX Taxi, and that's who he was. He literally had the fucking Sunfire with all the bikes on it, BMX Taxi. And then Adam, it's just that's how he always spells his name, is literally Ad-da-dum, basically. It's interesting. I had Awesome Balls at one point with 2 Zs. I really liked that. I thought that was a good one, and then I changed it up.
Yeah,
but
that was a good one.
It was pretty decent, I think. But I don't know. I mean, it's more professional, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Over the years of having it as HVXgoat, I have realized so fucking like many times that it's a terrible name to have to tell people because they're like, what? I'm like, dude, it's funny because if you know camera shit, you're like, oh dude, HVXgoat, that's sick. But if you don't know anything about cameras, which 90% of the people that I talk to on a regular basis don't know anything about cameras, you're like, what are you talking about? Oh man. So we've talked quite a bit about your trip to LA. Is there anything else that anybody wants to ask about, or are we good to kind of shift topics here? Cool. I really wanted to talk about your video that you did. So you did the Young Bucks video quite a while ago. And that was super sick, man. We watched it actually on the show. I think it was one of the first episodes that we did for the... Yeah, we watched it on Go Cave Live. Yeah, it was cool, man. We talked about like a lot of the spots and whatnot. And it's kind of like a cool thing to just go, I don't know, for me it's cool to like see other people doing the shit that I did for so long, right? Like I don't really film much anymore. I loved it, and I like will always cherish it. I mean, I fucking have Space Ghost tattooed on my hand because it's such an important part of my life to me. But at the same time, it's like as I got older, I needed to start focusing on other things, right? And the Goat Cave has been way more like, it's done a lot more for me than filming did. And it's part of it though, right? If I didn't do filming, then I wouldn't have been able to do the podcast, in my opinion. Yeah. But just to see like other local dudes go out there, and especially like the younger crowd, and kind of do the same shit that I was doing in their own way is super sick to me. Like I just love seeing that kind of shit. So props to you for doing it, and we really enjoyed the video. I know
that made me so excited too. I was like, man, these kids are doing exactly what I wish I could still be doing right now. But I'm like, oh man, I gotta go to work, and now my back hurts, and I'm freaking old. And
did you watch it when it had the first song, or was it muted for you?
I typically, if we watch something on here, we don't have music just because it will flag the video.
I'm talking for your own.
I think when because we did, Kaleb and I watched it on our own. I think maybe the night before or something. You were here, but we watched it on our own. Eating Chinese food, that was pretty great.
Great Chinese.
And I think it had the music still.
Because the first song of it got taken out, and they just muted like the whole like first minute and a half.
I don't remember anything being muted.
We just like a lot of people talk about doing stuff. Nobody actually ever really does anything.
Exactly.
Like that's what I've noticed about the Kitchener-Waterloo area.
Right.
There's just a lot of talk and nothing about it. Like all my homeboys would talk about filming it, like edit or like making a part with all the homies. Just nobody ever did it. And so I dug out my camera like from my fucking basement, charged it up, figured it out, and then just started going to film. And I like stressed to everybody that I don't want to film bangers. Like I don't care about them. I would rather film you have fun at a spot and get something like creative or something that like you just want to do and have more enjoyment out of it than go to like the fucking 16 stair and do the 16. Because frankly, you could land the 16 and just land it and not be pleased with yourself, or you could do like some weird feeble chink on something and be like stoked about
Have
it.
a smile, be
Yeah.
happy with it.
And so I
that's
was
a
just trying to
really-
get everybody to be happy and ride.
It's a really cool approach to it, right? Because when I was filming, like, I think what ended up happening is over the years of like doing it, you get so into it, right? Like when I
Yeah.
was doing my videos, it was literally the only thing I thought about. So for me, it was like, it would suck to go out and not get a single clip, but it was still a good day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like if you came
like-
back and you didn't have any footage, you still had a good time. But like when you're back at home editing and you're stressing about like, oh my God, I have this much time left to get this video done and we didn't get any clips today, it can get a little bit much, right? Like
Yeah.
and I definitely was like, I don't know. I feel like some people thought that I was maybe very pushy about things, but I was just trying to push them because I knew that they had goals of landing certain things, right? And I mean, it happens, right? I think when everybody is so like tight like that, and you're so stressed at the same time, because that's the thing, right? Everybody wants to get a clip that they want, and I think the way that we did Space Goats, everybody managed to get the clips that they wanted for the most part.
Yeah.
There's still some that we missed out on, but.
Yeah. There's always one that got away.
That's the thing, right? And I think that's stressful because people really want something, right? But I think taking that like kind of more casual approach and making almost like a scene video, if that makes sense, or making something that like shows the vibe instead of trying to make. And you guys didn't really do individual parts too much, from what I remember.
No,
Did
no,
you?
it was just the homies. No, I just
Yeah.
threw the clips in. I mean, first of all, I didn't want to edit parts because I fucking hate doing that because you have to keep everybody's clips separated or just fucking deal with it when it comes to it. So I just put it all in together. But when you think about homies, you think about the group.
Right.
You think about everybody there.
Yeah.
And so having parts kind of defeats that to me. It's like, okay, well, now it's Johnny, now it's Cam, now it's somebody
Right.
else. But if like the first clip is me and then it's Johnny, then it's Cam, you're not gonna really like notice it, and it's just gonna feel more kind of inclusive. Or
Yeah.
at least in my opinion, it feels like that.
Yeah, I can see your opinion on it, right? And like I've always done parts, but then I would try and break things up. Like I thought the approach that I did for Space Goats, where like the intro, the first minute of like the video after the animation stuff is all like the homies basically introducing everything, and then it goes into the first friends section, and then it has a couple video parts, and then it goes into a second friends section, and then it goes through the last few video parts.
Yeah.
I thought that approach worked really well for what I wanted, which was like to have that kind of scene vibe in certain spots, but then also like put people on a pedestal in a way of like, all right, now see what this guy spent the last 3 years doing, dedicating to.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, no, for sure, yeah.
But
Well, how long did you film for that?
Like 3 months.
nice.
Something.
That's
Yeah,
Like, it was
so-
really quick.
Yeah.
Like I decided to do it, and then we just did it. Like it was like, I think it was over the summer, and then in September, because I think it came out in October.
Yep.
I think, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's sick.
So-
Shout out to you guys for just doing it, first of all. Like you
Well-
said, a lot of people just talk.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there's different formats too. Like if you're going to film for 3 years, like you might want just a part. But I really liked it. It was kind of like, it made me feel like you were just almost out on a session. Because like when you're out on the session,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your buddy's not going to do 6 tricks and then they'll be like, all right, I'm out. You guys tap in. Now you do your 6 tricks.
Yeah, yeah. No, and that's exactly
Like
what I wanted.
it was super fun. And I mean, your riding style in general, like you said, it's very jibby and kind of fun. And a lot of the guys, like some of the stuff you filmed, I was like, dude, I wouldn't have put that in an edit like back in the day, but it was cool. Like just like a little trick afterwards that you would have done, like a little jib after something. Like it was really fun, and it was like, oh man, like that makes me want to just like be out with my buddies in the streets and like just ride in a spot or
Yeah.
whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah, we loved it.
We didn't try to have like the cleanest clips ever either,
Right.
because
Mhm.
like there's almost like a kind of look of beauty and imperfections in your riding, because that's your, in my opinion, that's like your true riding. Like kind
Definitely,
of showing
yeah.
like when you fuck up a little bit, like that's how you're naturally gonna handle the trick.
Right.
So if you do it a little bit sketchy, but it's like clean enough, I think that's like the most core and raw of your style as it gets.
Definitely. Yeah, man, I fully agree with that.
I
think
hate to
that's
say the word organic, but that's kind of what it was. Like,
yeah.
You're just like when you're out with your buddies. It's almost funnier when your friend like does a trick he's been trying to trick, and then like does the half cab and like almost crashes on the half cab, but like rides away. Everyone's like, yeah, that was sick.
And like you see your one homeboy and he's like absolutely disgusted at the trick because he landed it but pulled the super sketchy.
Like, oh, come on, like that's just what riding is. Yeah, really.
No, and I think people take biking way too seriously. It's we're all riding glorified kids' toys. Don't act like you're better than anybody else. It's you can do this trick and I can't, but I can do a trick that you can't do.
Yeah,
so.
It's I don't know, man. Over the last few years, I've definitely started to kind of see that aspect of it, right? Where it's like it is just a fucking like at the end of the day, it is just a weird kind of hobby thing that a lot of kooks do.
It's
like
just a bike. You're
there's
just going to ride bikes.
1% of the fucking population in BMX are literally at the top where they make thousands and thousands of dollars and they have huge sponsors and whatnot, and that's okay. I think there's definitely like that should be there and it should be more accessible for a lot of people, but I feel like at the end of the day we all do it for the same reason, and it's just because we fucking enjoy it, right? It's just something that like we like pushing ourselves, we like doing that kind of stuff. So
and like I mean, because I've even had like my own phases of like being like I just want to be good, like that's what I want here, and that almost completely turned me off from biking because like I would go to the skate park, I'd be like I need to do this whip, I need to do this, I need to do that, or else I won't be satisfied with myself. Then I just come home from the skate park every day not satisfied because it's unrealistic to set like huge goals for yourself to do them every day.
Right.
Because eventually you're gonna burn out. Even if you do get them, it's like not sustainable. Like you're gonna eat shit and hurt yourself one day, or like
or it's just not gonna be fun. You know?
No,
it could be taken too seriously. That's for sure.
Yeah, like I know a lot of kids like that who are like, I want to be pro. Yeah, like, it's not like I'm just riding. It's I want to be sponsored.
I definitely think there's like certain aspects of it where like I would love to see certain people get a sponsorship and like it's all about just pushing and making it happen, but you gotta remember what you're doing it for, right? That's a really big aspect of like you can't just focus on the business side of it because it is going to burn you out. You're not going to enjoy it and you're not going to have fun with it, and then it's going to end up being something that you're not into. Like if you want to be a pro, the best thing to do is just ride your fucking bike, show up to events, meet people, and just focus on that, right? And like, yes, focus on getting good and focus on clips and whatnot, but don't let yourself get to the point on where like, all right, I'm going to go riding again for the fucking 15th time this week and try this rail and get broke off and get hurt. Like, you got to focus on just like your life as well, you know?
Yeah. Like, you're just going to, and like, one thing that I noticed, a lot of people who ride BMX is their life. Like, it's,
definitely.
Like, it's more, it's like their personality too. Like, it's, everything is just biking. I feel like those people, like, not that it's necessarily like a bad thing, those people tend to get over their heads a little bit in it, like they get wrapped up typically and they're like, I need to be kind of pro status thing,
right?
But
yeah, I mean, when I was like doing the fuck ass videos, I definitely like my goal at the time of filming like my own clips and stuff was like I wanted to try and get to a point where like I was recognized in a way. And it's funny how it kind of works, right? Because, like, I stopped doing that and I started doing a podcast instead, and now I have kind of a different recognition, if that makes sense. And it's something that I think is way more valuable to me, is that, like, there's people who actually want to sit there and listen to what the people that I bring on want to say, right? Because at the end of the day, I always try and think of it as, like, it's not about me. It should be about the people coming on, right? I just have a way of putting it out to the world, if that makes sense. Like, and that's but again, being like a pro was always something that I kind of wanted to do in a way, and I think everybody at some point thinks like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to like just ride every day? And
who doesn't want to be a pro bike rider?
Yeah,
I mean, that'd be sick.
That's the thing. Like, you're lying to yourself if you're like, yeah, no, I've never wanted to be pro. I just want to ride. Like, no, because if you could just ride every day, that's your job.
If you could just get paid to ride your bike and do what you want, like, hell yeah.
Oh, of course, man.
Like,
yeah, that'd be rad.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody wants to fly me out to California and post me up there, give me some sponsors, I'm about it.
There you go.
But like,
yeah, what's your opinion on that? If that was to ever happen, would you fucking go hard in the paint filming? Because like pros that I've talked to, they always look at it as like, if you're out on a trip and somebody's paying for your ticket to get there, they're paying for your hotel, they're paying for your food, they're paying for everything, you put in fucking work that week.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think that like you go from just riding bikes for your own enjoyment to when you're sponsored to like this is now a job.
Yeah.
Like I'm being contracted to do this stuff. So
Right.
I need to get it done. I need to perform well. It's like Olympic athletes. Like
Yeah.
an Olympic athlete, like they're not going to go nowhere if they're not training every day and doing their absolute best for it because they're just going to place like shit. And so you got to be on the same way. Like, well, BMX is in the Olympics now, so it is an Olympic sport. So you got to handle it the same way if you're at that caliber of riding.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've seen it in the last few years, but I don't know about you guys, but have you kind of noticed a shift in park riding to where, like, in the last 10 years, you've started to see people kind of have this, like, weird thing where it's almost as if, like, and I was telling Clay this, is we should really be bringing in racing coaches for the park riders to like teach them like health stuff and like how to focus on that, because so many of these riders, even like Jaden Chipman, he's doing like supplement stuff for supplement companies. Obviously Mike Spinner owning EVL, and like all of these big park riders are doing this stuff where like you're not just riding, you're training, right?
Yeah.
You treat it as something completely different. And I mean, I take a supplement every day. It's called Lock and Load, but Kaleb knows about that. I'm not even going to get into it.
Please don't.
It's
become
great.
like a serious thing. Like, I don't want to say it's become a sport because it's always, kind of been a sport. But like, yeah, like if you're going to be Olympic park rider, like if that's your thing now, then like it's got to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Beyond just riding the skate park every day.
Yeah. Oh, of course, right? And that's okay. I think like, I don't know, there's certain people that should definitely do that, and like I'm happy that that mentality kind of hasn't bled into like street riding, right? Because like there's certain people that I think would do really well. Like obviously when you take a park rider to the streets, it's a little different, but some dudes are really able to get it done, right? Like Dennis Anderson, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a perfect example of like someone who's a park rider who can ride street. But
like I would say he's more like just an all around rider, like straight up. Like he's just like pretty hybrid, I guess, in between like park and street. Like I think those typically turn out the best riders too. Like once you can handle in both situations. Like
yeah. I've always had the mentality of like, if you ride a BMX bike, you should be able to ride everything that a BMX bike can ride on, right? Because I don't like skateboarding, or I didn't like riding a skateboard, because one, I sucked at it and I could never fucking do an ollie. But two, because you don't have the freedom that you truly have on a BMX bike. Like the freedom of a BMX bike is like, okay, I can put my shovel on my backpack here and go to this forest and build some dirt jumps. And then when I'm done at the dirt jumps, I'll head over to the bowl, ride the bowl for a bit, and on my way home, I'm gonna hit this ledge at this spot, right? And then like, oh, there's also this really cool, ice rink that I can go and try some flatland tricks on. Like you can do anything, which I think is really cool. And I don't know, that's why I always get annoyed with people saying like grasslander doesn't count, which like I get it, it is street resi, but at the same time, like if it's a big gap into grass, fuck it, send it, right? Just do it.
Like, grass still hurts to fall on if you're falling on it hard enough.
It does.
It still hurts.
Pretty fucking hard.
Break your fucking leg on grass.
Yeah. Might feel better on your wrists, but that's about it. Like.
Yeah, exactly. So. Oh man.
I don't know. Grass landings are sick in my opinion, because there's a lot of grass banks that people would just walk past and not ride just because it's grass. But
definitely
do some dope shit.
I think everything's cool at this point, man.
Yeah.
Like I used to kind of be in the mentality like everything was always fun, but there was certain stuff where I was like, oh, I wouldn't film that. Like that's not a legit trick, or like it's not, certain things. That's why like some of your clips and stuff, some of the stuff that you do, and like I don't mean this in an insulting way, like I would never film it because I would never be able to make it look right.
Yeah. Well, like
some of
my clips look super wacky too. Like some of them don't look great.
But they do. They look smooth and stuff. But like I saw one, I was looking on your Instagram, and you went on the bowl and you did like kind of like a pressure to like double tire on the bowl, and then like dropped into a Smith and then dropped back in. And like if you told someone you were gonna do that, you're like, that's not cool, dude. You can't like do a double tire and then drop into a Smith and then drop in. But when you did it, it looked so sick.
Yeah.
So I think like Yeah, that's the cool thing. Like anything's cool as long as it's fun.
Yeah.
It's cool,
No,
but
that
like,
was-
and then some stuff, I mean, you make it look good. So
That was
fuck it, keep
mainly,
doing-
that's like my whole trick vocabulary is what feels cool.
yeah.
Like, half of the, because I mean, if you feel cool, you think you look cool. And if you think you look cool, you feel cool.
Yeah.
So,
And probably does look cool too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was showing Caleb the clip that we filmed the other day of me in the bowl. I still have to post that, but I really liked that clip. I thought it looked pretty good, right? And like, I'm excited to post that. And I'm normally very like, I don't post a lot of my riding because I don't think my riding for like Instagram stuff is very impressive, which is like fine. But it's also like, I should post more because then I'm going to get out of that phase of like, oh, I'm just doing the same shit every day. Because I do see a lot of stuff online where I'm like, I would never post that. And I'm like, why wouldn't I? Like, it's just because it's this weird self-conscious thing where I'm like, oh, I want people to think that I'm a decent bike rider, which like, I know that I'm a decent bike rider. I know I've I should just be able to post stuff and not have to worry about it. But I have this weird fucking, as you would say, God complex of like, everybody needs to know I'm the best, I guess.
like,
you know?
everybody has one. Okay, have you ever been riding your own local and then some other, like, biker pulls up? And
Oh,
so then
dude, the
and you
worst.
immediately
Shred.
do the line you know how to do, like,
Yeah.
perfectly, and you do it every time. Everybody has that little bit of, like, a God
Yeah.
complex when it comes to bikes.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
No,
that.
I
I
get
think
it.
there's that fine line between like pushing yourself and then like also like getting over your shit. Like, dude,
Yeah.
whatever. You said we're riding toys, man. Like,
Yeah,
no,
at the end
like,
of the day.
do something like you want to film it and post it on Instagram, like whatever. Do that.
Yeah,
Like, you got to be having fun.
exactly.
No, there was one kid who started coming to Riverside off a lot. He'll name nameless, but like I was doing like 180 bars and stuff and like trucks out of the bowl, and he like immediately came up and did 180 double bar flyout, and then he followed up with a double truck, and then I was trying whips and I hadn't even landed whips yet, and he did a double whip fly out of the pocket at River, like
Yeah,
right after me, like
Yeah, the
come
one.
on.
Nobody likes the one upper.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like you're adding a whole nother whip. Get out of here.
yeah,
But, yeah.
yeah. The one upper is always like that's the worst, right? I always feel bad if I'm like if somebody goes and does like a trick or maybe somebody tries a tail whip and then I'll like go and do one. But like typically if I notice and like if somebody's trying them and I want to do one, I'll just ask like, hey man, do you mind if I try this with you? Like
Yeah.
because at least you're like showing like, hey, I'm not trying to step on your toes. I just want to
You're
hang
like,
out.
Oh, I've been meaning. I wanted to try tail whips today, but I haven't had the motivation. And now you started. Like now I want to try it.
It's the can I try it with you?
And it's
Yeah.
also
That's like-
not doing a double whip in this kid's face
Yeah,
and
I
being
mean,
like,
that too,
fuck
that too.
you!
unless it's your buddy and you just need to flex on him real quick.
Yeah. I mean that's excusable, but no, it was,
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like a little hurt about it. I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
I could
It kind of
relax.
bums you out, man. It just like you're like, dude, like,
I feel like as you get older, though, you kind of just like, whatever. It's like, I get it. You're trying to fucking flex your cock on all of us. Show us that you're fucking so good. It's like, whatever. I'll let you do your thing.
yeah.
Still get annoyed by it every once in a while.
Well, yeah, it's just rubs you the wrong way
but-
occasionally.
Yeah.
So
Definitely doesn't rub you the right way.
yeah, no.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh,
You know,
man.
anyone want to trade spots? Get on the other side of this dude.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, but to go back on the Young Bucks video and everything, as we were saying, I loved it. It was great. I know you guys loved it.
Mhm.
It's awesome just to see people going out and actually doing shit, not just talking about doing stuff, which I'm terrible for. I talk about doing
Yeah.
stuff all the time and never do it. But yeah, man, fucking props to you guys for doing it.
Thank you.
And if you're making a second one, would love to get a couple clips in it. I'm
Oh,
sure you
for
guys
sure.
would.
For
Oh
sure.
yeah.
It won't be Young Bucks anymore then.
Yeah, they'd be young bucks and old fucks. I like that.
Yeah, part 2 old fucks.
Dude, let's do it at part 2, and it's just old fucks, and it's just us 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're not
that'd be
allowed to
great.
get any clips,
Yeah,
though.
no, I'm just a filmer.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
We'll put you in, like, fucking Johnny Knoxville makeup when he does the old guy.
Yeah, bad grandpa or whatever.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be rad.
Oh my.
Yeah, man, let me know. I would
I'm
love
glad
to.
you guys liked it though, because
Yeah.
I always thought everybody was gonna like think it was like garbage or whatever. Because
whatever.
admittedly, it wasn't filmed the best because I was still figuring out how to use my camera. Like, there's one clip where Damon does a manual around the whole odd.
Right.
And it's so shaky, and it's out of focus too, and it's so bad. But I didn't realize that my camera had an auto stabilization mode.
Oh, that's funny.
So
Yeah, you know what you need too? Honestly, it sounds stupid, but just get a bigger camera. If you have like an HVX,
yeah.
you can't shake that thing while you're
Yeah,
filming,
no,
especially if
you're-
you're shooting from the viewfinder with the eye.
yeah,
Like
no.
it's literally against your face. You've got it right here, and just like moving it around. As long as you have your arms in like a triangle, dude, you're stable.
Yeah,
You're good.
yeah.
Like I was getting so many clips of just like rolling on a skateboard and like filming people, and it looked incredible when like you get it in the computer, especially with the stabilization turned on as well.
Yeah,
But
like I don't know if you know, if you've seen my camera? It's like literally.
it's a
like,
little tiny
this fucking
fuck,
big.
eh?
Like it's like one of the. It's like a dad cam. Like
Yeah.
it's got the classic flip out screen and shit. It's so bad, but it's so good. Like
Well, that's what I think is sick, and especially hearing too that like you just dug a camera out of your basement, filmed that
Yeah.
in 3 months. Like I've done it too. A lot of people will have the excuse like, "Oh no, I need a better camera," or like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna like film this. Like it needs to be a better line. Like I need to do
Yeah.
a trick into it." Like people will just make excuses like why, like it needs to be better, it needs to be perfect, and yeah, you just did it.
yeah.
Which I think a lot of people need to do, and I wish I
Definitely.
had done more of for sure.
Right.
You get too perfectionist.
Yeah,
and
people
just,
take it way too seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't
It's
need
the
to
same thing.
take it too seriously.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Just go have fun.
yeah, get over
Exactly.
it. Get on your
Get a
bike.
bike, get a camera, get some buds, and go have fun.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
literally. Like there's one clip and I have it, and or like no, actually, there's like 3 clips like back to back where I'm literally riding a curb.
That's awesome.
Like I just do like a tink up or whatever. Like
I've been
That's
trying to
it.
find a really good curb cut that has like enough space that you can hit it and just like jump it as a box jump and just like send shit on it. But I always find ones that are way too fucking large, or like they just don't have a good kick. Like it's really hard to find like the good curb cut, because I would love to just get a big like fucking curb cut air over something.
yeah,
And just
yeah.
like land in this tiny little
Actually,
transition.
that was the thing about Cali that was sick, because they like, I guess they get a lot of floods or whatever or something,
Right.
but they have like 10-inch tall fucking curbs.
That's
and so
wild.
like the transition on the like wheelchair accessible ramp is crazy, and then
Yeah.
you can grind them too. Like they're huge, like they're
That's
fucking
sick.
perfect.
That does sound sick. I love
Like,
curbs.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
curbs.
love 'em,
Curbs for
dude.
life.
Fuck yeah.
No.
Yeah, man. So are you going to be making another one? Is that what we're hearing?
Well, yeah, so there's the Prime Minister of the Streets video contest going on this year, and
Nice.
I want to like compete in that. Like, I want to submit a video to it,
Right.
and so I think I'm gonna film one of Unity shit.
Nice.
For that, with all the homies and like extended homies too. Cause
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I just film everybody that I ride with. If I
Fuck
ride with
yeah.
you, you're part of my crew. I don't know.
I love it.
If I'm
Are you
friendly
going to be
with you, you're
doing
my
it
friend.
like just on that one camera still? Is that your idea as well?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
I'll-
that's a good way of doing it.
I'm gonna run that camera into the ground until it doesn't work. Fucking,
yeah.
it already got hit once, and the battery flew off, and part of it got stuck in the camera. Like the battery split in half,
Jesus,
What the
yeah.
hell, dude?
and so I managed to get it out with like a fucking screwdriver, and then replace the battery. But I'm just gonna wait until that camera like fucking dies until I get another one.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I did that with the GL1 over there, that white camera. It's a lot like that, where like I went out filming the one night and I ended up getting it kind of fucked up, but I had a filter on the front. I didn't realize that I had a filter on it, and then I put my fisheye on and it clipped onto the filter, but it was just like one of the, the like threaded ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got it on there, tightened it a little too much, and then it wouldn't come off without like really fucking shit up. So I literally just had to take like I think I got the fisheye off, and then I had to take the filter ring and like get it off with a fucking vice,
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
the camera down in it, just turning it. But yeah, well, that's the cool thing about like cheap, shitty old cameras is that like at the end of the day, you don't really give a fuck.
Well,
like
see, the thing is like my camera's $200. Like,
Yeah.
if I need to go and buy another one of like the exact camera, I can. It's not gonna put a big dent in my wallet or anything.
Right.
It's $200. You know.
have you looked into anything that you'd maybe upgrade to if you were going to?
Yeah. Like I've thought about an HVX a bunch.
Nice.
Of course, a VX, because that's like just pretty like staple.
Iconic, yeah.
I don't even think that that's my own original thought though, that I want a VX. I think I've just been told that since I was a little kid.
And that's
Um,
the thing about VXs, man. always have so much fucking VX hate in my heart. I love the look of a VX, and I love what everybody does with it.
They feel good in your hand, too.
It's also not the only fucking camera that you can get that does the same shit. Like, my DVX that I had, it's a tape camera, which, like, by the way, if you're going to do anything with tape, it's a fucking pain in the ass, and tapes really aren't manufactured anymore, so it's going to be expensive, and it's not going to be... Unless you have, like, a good income, and then you have, like, a Mac that you can actually look through the footage with, or you have something for Firewire, it can be quite a pain in the ass, and that's why I switched to the HVX, because it still had that, like, the DVX feel, right? It's a little bit bigger, but, like, I had the option of using tape as well as, like, P2, which, like, is a whole other thing. If anything, I would say get, I think it's the HMC or the HPX. There's another, like, Panasonic camera that they do... it's basically the exact same as an HVX, except it does it with SD cards, which is like way better. And having like the zoom rockers is fucking incredible. Like, I love my Sony camera, but if I'm going on a trip, like when we went to Montreal, I brought both because the Sony is great for like just follow footage, and then the DVX is really good for like long lens stuff.
Yeah.
So.
See, my favorite thing when it comes to filming is like having like the actual like zoom, like the automatic zoom, and being able to use wide angle and like keep it zoomed in, because I don't see a lot of that.
Right.
Well, like it's starting to come like back more into the BMX videos, but like there's not just wide angle.
It was like the DSLR phase where everyone was, and you can zoom with them, but it's a pain.
With the DSLR, you're pretty much better just to use prime lenses that don't have zoom or anything, because you just have to focus on literally focus, right?
Exactly.
And
I think that's why like the whole kind of zoom like long lens thing kind of went away for a bit.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, I just think the digital zoom, it fits biking so well, and like it just works, because you can like. Also, I like filming clips like Insta clips, like the same like style of filming, because like the zoom, I don't know, it just looks sick to me. Like mainly focusing on the bike, not really as much the rider, because it doesn't really. Like, you're operating the bike, I'm not watching what you're doing, I'm watching the bike.
Right. And what's kind of cool is that I really feel like that goes right back to skateboarding, right? Because with skate filming, there's so many clips of dudes just, like, so close with the fisheye where you just see the skateboard, right? And, like, the legs, and that's it. And, like, you would know certain people just by the way that they're able to, you know, kick a 360 flip. Like, you would know just by the feet and how they do it, like, who is basically doing the trick, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, there's so many people that are perfectionists where they're like, you can't have head chop, you can't have anything. At the end of the day, I tried all that shit, man, and it's too stressful.
And it's like almost impossible to do, to get every clip and not head chop or chop like the bottom of like their tires or something. Like, there's so much to fit in such like a tiny like screen almost. Like, it's just, unless you have a super huge fisheye, like it's almost unattainable every time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that doesn't mean don't try your best at doing it, but like try your best to keep it all in frame. But,
yeah, exactly. Oh man. Well, what are you guys saying? You got any more questions for Josh today?
I have a couple of those Would You Rather BMX.
Yes,
questions.
let's do that.
Let's do it. Would you rather
Yeah.
BMX? All right.
Okay, word.
You wanna?
Yeah, I'm about it.
Dude, we were joking about this on the last Goat Cave Live.
I've got like a few written down here.
Yeah. Like, would you rather miss a Smith?
Yeah, let's
You'll start with that one. Would you rather miss your front peg on a Smith
Okay.
or case your back wheel on a massive air?
Miss the front peg. I can't Smith. I can't straight Smith, so I'm used to that shit. I miss it every time.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Dude, that's gnarly.
My question is, does the wheel get fucking all dented and crumpled, or do you kind of, you know, make it through? I mean, both times you're going over the bars.
No, but is it a back wheel like case and then like
on the coping?
Then then get sent forward, or
I
is
would
it just
assume.
a back
I would
wheel
assume.
case and then,
Big air,
Dude, if it's me, I'm going over the bar for sure.
Yeah. Alrighty, what you got next?
All right. Would you rather bar El Toro or full send a flip whip? Anywhere.
Flip whip.
Yeah?
Let's
really?
do it.
Yeah, I'm full sending a dude. I don't like doing bar spins going forward.
No.
It freaks me out, man.
Are you guaranteed to land it?
What am I doing it on? Like a resi?
You guys are analyzing this way too much.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
But flip whip for sure.
All right, here's one for me
fuck.
because I fucking hate camo tires.
Oh boy.
Would you rather ride with camo tires or a full oil slick frame fork bars?
Oh, camo tires. Camo tires, dude.
Yeah, I guess I would have to go camo tires. I'm not doing the Harry Main special.
Dude, you can't do oil slick in the streets. It's just not allowed.
No, they kick you out.
Yeah, you can ride park with camo tires.
Yeah, that's true. No oil slick in the streets.
That's a rule.
Oh, okay, here's a good one. I'm going to save the rest for next time, though. Would you rather take 1,000 shinners or 1,000 anti-hop rail ride 180s?
Oh my god, dude. I've probably already taken 1,000 shinners, so just keep stocking them on.
Metal pedals or plastic? Because I'm taking the
What
rail
you're riding
ride.
right now.
I'm taking the rail ride.
I got plastics.
I got metals, dude.
I
with no shin guards.
I would probably take the shinner because I have JCPC, so it's like 50-50 chance. You know,
You might get the metal, you might not.
get the metal, might not.
It's a gambling, man. I like it.
Dude, the fucking rail rides when you fall like that hurts so much because
It
it
does.
fucking pulls everything out of your sockets. Like,
Yeah.
no, it sucks.
I have a really good clip on my computer from years ago of Dean Hartley trying to do a rail ride on this round rail to whip it all in, and he gets to the very end, and then he's like, he's right there, he's about to make it, he's gonna do the tail whip, and his fucking front wheel slips off and
Oh,
just
man.
like eats it so hard.
Bucks, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's so jarring too, just because like you're all of a sudden everything's going wrong.
Yeah, like you
Like,
just
yeah.
notice like, oh, I'm now like ass over tea kettle. Like
Yeah.
I'm fucking going down.
Do you got any
There's,
more
like-
of those?
I have a few more.
Dude, let's hear them, and then next time you got to come up with some
Come
more.
up with
I
some
actually really
more?
like this.
All right.
We gotta start putting in some more segments here, guys. Let us know if you have anything that you guys want us to talk
Yeah.
about, any kind of weird segment we can bring up. I would love to do Bail of the Week, so send in footage, guys. Like, I mean,
Or just any footage.
yeah,
Like,
any footage. We
Any
love
footage.
seeing footage from you guys as well. Bail of the
Yeah.
Week is always a fun one. And at some point, if people start sending in Bail of the Week and it's consistent, I'll give away a frame again. I did it once. Like,
Do it
I'd
again.
love to do it again.
fucking do it again.
I'll fucking
Send
do
in your
it.
clips, dude. Get your bike run over by a bus. Send it in.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
God, that was Cam, right?
Yeah,
fucking-
we saw that clip. That clip was fucking wild.
that was brutal.
Did you film that? or-
Yeah, I filmed that. That was so funny.
Dude, what happened? Like,
He was trying to like feeble 180 like cab Manny backlash
And just
or
tossed his
something.
bike.
and like he just kept getting like so mad at it, and then he was like, yeah man, fuck this, I'm done, and like, tried it one more time, and like he didn't throw his bike this time. It like bounced and he like just ditched it to like not hurt
Yeah.
himself any further. And yeah, just straight under a
So
fucking
what
bus.
happened afterwards? Because the bus runs it over, and it's incredible.
We just pulled the bike out and fucking fixed the handlebars. Like it was
The
fine.
dude didn't like the bus driver.
No,
didn't
like
say
the bus
anything.
stopped and was there for like an hour and a half, and like a bunch of cops came and shit. Like we just went up the street and rode a different ledge.
you guys just bailed.
Yeah.
we were just like, uh-oh.
Did the bus driver fucking come and say anything to you guys, or was
Yeah,
it,
like he was like screaming at us and stuff, but we were like, the bus is fine, the bike is fine. Let's
Yeah.
just continue.
Let's just head on our
Apparently,
way.
somebody fell over inside the bus though, and that was like the big problem. Is
Yeah.
because like
Yeah,
he
if
slammed on
somebody-
the brakes, and then
if somebody's
wasn't
standing,
ready.
it can be an issue.
Yeah.
But also, dude, I take a bus pretty much every day, and if you're standing and you're not holding on to something, you're kind of a fucking moron.
Yeah,
like,
you're asking for it. at
you
that point.
literally are. Like,
Yeah.
What's
dude.
so much different from that than like a car pulling out when they shouldn't have either?
Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing,
you
right?
feel nothing,
Right.
really, yeah,
it's
like,
that's just it. Like, it would have been the exact same,
Exact
or like
same
somebody
scenario.
walking out into traffic without looking. Like, it could have happened so many other ways, and it does happen all the time. It just so happened that this time it was a bike, and it did get run over, and it was fucking hilarious.
it's fucking
great
smoked the thing,
Yeah.
dude. Like it was bad. Oh my
Yeah.
god! And then you just see Cam's instant reaction. His hands go up on
like,
his head. He's like, "Oh
no.
fuck."
Dude, you should send that into like Tosh.0 or if that's
Nah,
even still
yeah.
a thing.
I think it might be. I love
Yeah, I don't
Tosh.
know.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah. My dad
That'd
was
be cool.
addicted to that show.
All right, I have three more.
All right, let's hear them.
Three more.
Would you rather ride with wet grips, like throttle grip, real bad, or ride with wet shoes and pedals?
That's hard.
Oh man.
If it's plastic pedals, I'm fucking out, dude. I'll do throttle grip every day.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the throttle grip because you get more horsepower with it.
yeah, more horsepower. Dude, I'm used to throttle grip. I got her under control now.
There you go.
Would you rather drive 2 hours and ride a new to you street spot or a new to you skate park?
These days, skate park.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm
No,
retired,
like,
so
If we're driving 2 hours to ride a street spot, we're riding more than one.
Yeah.
Or I have a
like,
clip in mind. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's the only reason I haven't gotten this fucking whip clip is because, like, well, I gotta fucking go all the way there, and it's literally one thing. There's another spot there, but I don't have a clip in mind. So
Yeah, like if you're driving
Just
somewhere,
excuses,
you
right?
either go to like ride like a town or like a city, or
Yeah.
it's skate park. So skate park, 100%.
right.
All right,
That's
last
just
one.
most valid.
Would you rather ride a frame that's too small or ride 1.95 thick tires?
I take the small frame. Oh my god.
I feel like I already ride a frame that's too small, so I'll stick with that.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
I'll have
You
to
know,
think of
I
You're
like
a
it.
fucking big dude, so
Is it? Yeah, I'd be hunched way in.
Yeah.
It'd probably be fun.
Would your tires be 1.95 or would they be like 2.2? Because like I feel like
I
your
don't know.
tires are thicker than BMX tires, are they? or
I
no?
did. My tires are like 2.3s that I have right now.
That's pretty
wow.
standard.
Oh.
I've
Yeah.
ridden 1.95s at one point in my life, so yeah, maybe I'll go with that.
Some
It's
race
like riding
bike.
fucking wagon wheels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Dude,
awesome.
back in the day, our tires used to be skinny, okay?
It's
And we had to
true.
pedal backwards. Things were
Oh
different.
my god, yeah. And
Oh,
I still
yeah.
pedal
I
backwards.
miss pedaling backwards. I want to pedal backwards.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting my cassette on.
'Cause that's so fun.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I'm on a coaster currently, but
Yeah.
cassette's sick.
Yeah,
I miss mine.
because that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I always think about switching or like getting a wheel that is just a free coaster wheel. I've told Caleb this 100 times.
Oh, yeah.
I want a free coaster wheel with the same pegs, the same hub guards, the same rim, the same right.
Switch it.
And
yeah.
then you can just like switch it out easily. And I would love to do that, but I'm not about to do that, man. I'm not that into it. I have one clip that I want with a free coaster, and that's it. And, like I could probably muscle it around on a BMX with a cassette and like just get it done. So who knows?
Yeah.
But
I mean, cab whips though are a stupid trick on cassette.
that's what it is.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
cab
yeah,
whip.
Cab
Yeah.
whips are retarded on cassettes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Caleb's got fucking great fakie whips, but I feel like that's on a coaster, right?
I
Do you
did them
do
on
them?
cassette too.
I was gonna say I know you did
I
them on
learned them
cassette
on
as well.
cassette.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
That is insane. Like,
You had to
fuck
do it down a
Caleb's.
stair set. That's what I want to see. Fakie
Yeah.
hop whip down a
Fakie-
stair
Fakey
set.
to fakey on a cassette? Dude,
Yeah,
are you
man.
crazy?
Fakey hop whip the market.
That'd be fucking wild.
No way.
Chillers.
That's like that's a fucking unreal clip. Everybody that I show that to that doesn't ride BMX can be like, you just put that in reverse. That didn't happen.
Yeah, you
He did the
definitely
whip
hop
up.
Oh my.
fuck.
Yeah, there you go. Would you rather a solid attempt at hop whipping up it or fakey whipping down it?
Oh, there you go.
Either way, you're getting smoked.
Yeah.
I'd be allowed to
Oh
bump
my.
jump the bottom stair.
No.
No, you have to
bump
do
jumps
straight
allowed?
hop whip.
Oh my. Fuck that.
Well,
Yeah.
then fakie whip, because there ain't
It's
no way
just-
I'm making it halfway up those stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go down.
I've
Like,
always wanted to see someone hop up those stairs, but it's pretty fucking high.
I don't think that's possible.
That's like at least up to here, which is like pretty ridiculous, man.
I don't think
I-
you can. I
I
think,
think
it's
you could do it. I think you could cheat it if you bump jump.
If you
it
bump
too.
jump the bottom step, you
Mm.
definitely could. Because there's clips of Ty Morrow doing it up like a 12 stair, but he
Yeah.
bump jumps the bottom
Mm.
step. You have to do that. And Market, the way that it's built, it's not very bump jumpable. If you're
No,
going
it's
to bump
not.
jump the bottom stair, your front wheel is already hitting the other stairs. It's
Yeah.
like a very steep stair set for anybody who has never seen it.
Yeah, it's cheat
But-
code stair set. It's like that's
It's
street
basically
resi.
just a drop.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. It's just a drop, and it's got a foot that you can, you have to jump over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, I'd chink down that stair set too. All
That'd be
of them.
cool.
No,
You
they're
ever thought about doing like a wall ice?
what like. What do you?
Like an ice pick grind on a rail that's next to a wall.
Oh yeah, I've thought that's
It's a little too
spooky.
advanced, eh?
That's like no, it's not even like advanced because like Johnny and I have looked at them a bunch of times, like when
Right.
we're riding around. But it's like, see, I have a pretty easy compass of risk to reward
Right.
because like I'm not just gonna send something that's stupid and hurt myself. Typically those are pretty silly because like you look at it and it's like if you're over like a little bit too far, you're like
You're done.
digging that peg in, and
Yeah.
you're fucked. So
Yeah, it's a wild one. I always like seeing those.
doing just the end of it is more like valid because that's like
Yeah.
acceptable, but the whole thing, fuck no. Because you gotta lean
Really.
over so much too, and then you're risking your tire rubbing on the wall too, and like. It's not,
Yeah, it's a sketchy one, eh?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
not for me.
thanks.
Not a good
for
time.
me.
Yeah, not for me either.
Alrighty, boys. Let's wrap this up. How's that sound?
Sounds
Sounds good.
Good.
Perfect.
Pimpin'.
Thank you for coming on. We
Thank you for
really
having me.
appreciate it. We'll get you on again in the future.
Oh, for sure.
Once your new video comes out that you're going to be working on,
Yes.
definitely
Yes,
come on and
for
we'll
sure,
premiere it
for
here.
sure.
It'll be
Oh, that'd
rad.
be sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Gas.
But
I'm into that.
I love it, man. It'd be rad. Again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for anybody who's listened this far, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
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 The invisible cameras.